Good morning. Dear Mr. Awira Antoni, the Director of Planning, Coordination and Partnership Division of IGAD, representing His Excellency Dr. Warkana Gabayo, the Executive Secretary of IGAD and the Chair of the IDDRSI platform, Your Excellency Dr. Fatima Rahama, Director General, Internal Relations Directorate, Ministry of Agriculture and Forest, the Republic of Sudan, Your Excellency Honorable Muhammad Adan Mualim Ali, the Minister of Livestock, Forestry and Range, Federal Republic of Somalia, Your Excellency Honorable Abdul Buhari Jilo, Chief Administrative Secretary, representing Professor Margaret Kobia, Minister of the Public Service, Gender, Senior Citizen Affairs and Special Program, the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency Mr. Joseph Africano Wartel, Undersecretary, Minister of Environment and Forestry, representing Her Excellency Ms. Joseph Noapa Cosmos, Minister of Environment and Forestry, the Republic of South Sudan, Mr. Tabarek Mohammed, Technical Advisor to the Minister, representing His Excellency Ibrahim Elmi Mohammed, Ministry of Agriculture, Water, Fisheries and Livestock, in charge of Marine Resource, the Republic of Djibouti, Ms. Pamela Kamoji, Senior Disaster Management Officer, Office of the Prime Minister, representing Honorable Iter Anyuzi, State Minister of Disaster Preparedness, Refugee and Management, the Republic of Uganda, distinguished delegates and invited guests, all protocols observed. First of all, I feel privileged and honored by this opportunity to represent my country, Ethiopia, at this very important time when our sister countries seek multi-cooperation to overcome the insurmountable problem of climate change and related risks. Evidently, the climate change-based incidents like the drought, invasion of desert locusts, flooding, including other hazards, have severely affected the people of Ethiopia, more notably living in the dry land areas of the country. The government of Ethiopia, however, through its relentless efforts and implementation of resilient building initiatives, we have achieved promising results in improving the livelihoods of pastoral and agro-pastoral communities living in the arid and semi-arid lowlands. And I do hope that other IGAD member states have also attained similar encouraging results to ending drought emergencies. In this regard, our joint effort in the resilience building initiatives is quite critically important. The Ethiopian government recognizes that drought-prone communities in our region share the same ecosystem, are interconnected through shared natural resource, socio-cultural values through interactions and socio-economic transactions of cross-border trade and transboundary human and animal movements. It was learned that such practices along the cross-border areas of the IGAD member states have demanded a strong coordination, harmonization, and integrated development efforts in dealing with drought and other natural hazards and their resultant effects in the Horn of Africa. In particular, efforts made on the water development, natural resource management, with due emphasis on rangeland rehabilitation, forage development, establishment of livestock market and health facilities, diversified livelihood interventions, peace building and conflict management practices are some of the important socio-economic development thematic areas demanded by the community to be dealt with by designing a more comprehensive and a long-term development resilience programs to be implemented in a better coordinated and harmonized manner. This Drought Resilient Platform General Assembly to discuss on IGAD Drought Resilience and Sustainable Initiative IDDRSI aims to strengthen further the ties among the neighboring countries and to launch the second phase of Drought Resilience Initiative Program for building resilience, food and nutrition security, and the de-risking, inclusion and value enhancement of pastoralist economies of IDDRSI along the second CBP and RPP with transformational agenda of upcoming 5 years, which I greatly believe my country will benefit from. Distinguished delegates and invited guests, as you remember, the 2011 Nairobi Summit was dedicated to the objective of ending drought emergencies through building sustainable livelihoods in the IGAD region. The summit called for revision of strategies, policies, and programs that involves increased investment aimed at building resilience within the member states and in the region as well. In respect to this, the IGAD member states have made a commitment to end drought emergencies in a coordinated and harmonized manner. In 2010, the government of Ethiopia developed a revised disaster risk management policy, which is already in practice and whose overall objective is to reduce the risk and impact of disaster through the establishment of comprehensive and integrated disaster risk management system with the context of sustainable development, and is linked with the IGAD's regional disaster risk management policy. Evidently, since the last decade, Ethiopia has developed and implemented the climate resilient green economic strategy, outlining green economic growth paths that fosters development and sustainability. And beyond, as the effect of climate change become more severe and regular more recently, Ethiopia has made a great stride to contribute towards tackling climate change through the Green Legacy Initiative, under which the country has managed to plant more than 20 billion seedlings of trees of different purposes. Ethiopia has also shared the plant seedling to some of the neighboring countries to enhance the climate adaptation and environmental protection measures across the region. Recognizing that peace and stability is critical to ensure the sustainable development, Ethiopia has prepared a conflict resolution and peace building strategy with the objective of preventing the occurrence of violent conflicts through the collection of conflict early warning information system and initiating early and timely response to tackle the root cause of conflicts by aligning the interventions phase by phase with the long-term development plans. Honorable Ministers, Permanent Secretaries, distinguished delegates, participants, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, in previous periods, the pastoralists and agro-pastoralists have been the disadvantaged and marginalized people in the country with a very limited basic social services and development interventions. Thus, at present, ensuring the livelihoods and responding to their needs is of paramount importance for the government of Ethiopia. It is therefore striving for a more and concerted efforts on IGAD drought, disaster resilience and sustainable initiatives in collaboration with IGAD is a priority to achieve the objectives of ending drought emergencies in the country. To achieve this goal, the government of Ethiopia and its development partners have focused on the following three areas of interventions. One, institutional and policy reform, where government of Ethiopia has undertaken recently. Acceleration and expansion of investment efforts in pastoral and agro-pastoral areas, and managing disaster risks through dynamic and innovative approach. Following the Nairobi summit in September 2011 and subsequent meetings, the Ethiopian government and development partners have committed themselves to make new and significant investment in the dry lands of the country to improve the livelihoods of vulnerable communities. The increased investment in these areas is aimed to open up the dry land and the pastoral and agro-pastoral areas for economic development, market linkage, creation of employment opportunities, quick delivery of services and emergency supplies, both at national and subnational levels. Obviously, building resilience and reducing vulnerability of livelihoods of the pastoral community is only possible through long-term development interventions and investments. To this end, the government of Ethiopia has mainstreamed the priority intervention areas of the country programming paper, along with the 10 years of the national development plans in different sectoral institutions by setting key performance indicators to monitor and evaluate the achievement of the resilient initiatives. At present, the government of Ethiopia is implementing various resilience building projects in the dry land areas of the country. These are Sustainable Development Goal Project, Drought Resilience and Sustainable Livelihood Program, Strengthening Drought Resilience, Regional Fund for Strengthen Drought Resilience, Productive Safety Net Programs, Lowland Livelihood Resilience Projects, and Sustainable Land Management. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, though the implementation of drought resilience initiatives have shown very encouraging results, nonetheless, there are still challenges and gaps that needs due attention of the government, development partners, and IGAD to deal with in the future. And I do hope that some of them might be a discussion point on this IDDRSI meeting and General Assembly. In this regard, I'm so confident that the government of Ethiopia has committed to achieve the Nairobi Summit declaration, including the recent summit recommendations of heads of states along the drought emergency response, and we will continue with the same spirit and commitment to sustain the momentum of the ongoing efforts in building resilience. Undoubtedly, the implementation of the ongoing and upcoming resilience initiatives will be achieved through an integrated intervention of different actors that can collectively impact in building resilience of vulnerable communities in the areas of arid and semi-arid lowlands of the country. It is our living memory in the areas of arid and it is our living memory that in these years, my country experienced a life-threatening drought, which some call it the difficult situation the country faced in 40 years' time, which is still continued in arid and semi-arid areas of pastoral and agro-pastoral communities. The role of our development partners in the process of implementing regional and national resilience building initiatives, it therefore will be of paramount importance. Cognizant of these facts, I call upon all development partners who have been engaged in poverty reduction and resilience building activities and who are ready to support our future struggle against poverty and drought to be part of the implementation program. Thus, I would like to bring to your attention the need of leveraging your supportive engagement in our future development endeavors, following the same path you paved before. Once again, on behalf of Ministry of Agriculture, I would like to convey my acknowledgement and gratitude to all development partners and IGAD secretariats who have been with us a long way in tackling various challenges by implementation of the drought, disaster resilience initiatives in the agro-pastoral and pastoral areas. In conclusion, I wish a fruitful IGAD platform on drought resilience and sustainable initiative General Assembly and ministerial meeting for the successful completion and deliberation of the path to resilience and sustainable agenda to end drought. I thank you.